June 6, 1944, is a date etched in history, a day when the tides of World War II began to turn irrevocably against Nazi Germany. The beaches of Normandy in northern France became the stage for one of the largest and most daring military operations in history, Operation Overlord, known to many simply as D-Day. But behind this momentous event lay years of meticulous planning, espionage, and bravery. How did this colossal operation come to life? What challenges did the Allied forces face, and how did they overcome them to ensure the success of this historic mission? Today we dive deep into the gripping story of D-Day, a tale of ingenuity, sacrifice, and the unyielding determination of those who fought for freedom. To understand D-Day, we need to rewind to 1940, when Germany's blitzkrieg tactics had overwhelmed much of Europe. By 1944, Nazi forces had entrenched themselves across the continent, building the formidable Atlantic Wall, a series of coastal fortifications designed to repel any invasion. Meanwhile, the Allies, comprising the United States, Britain, Canada, and other nations, knew that a successful landing on the European mainland was the only way to liberate occupied territories and strike at the heart of Nazi power. The stakes couldn't have been higher, and planning began as early as 1943 under the leadership of General Dwight D. Eisenhower, the supreme Allied commander. The scale of Operation Overlord was unprecedented. Millions of personnel, thousands of ships, and tens of thousands of aircraft were mobilized for this singular goal. But before any soldier could set foot on Normandy's beaches, an intricate web of deception was spun to mislead the Germans about the invasion's timing and location. Operation Bodyguard, as this effort was called, included a series of elaborate ruses. Fake armies led by inflatable tanks and radio transmissions were positioned in Dover, suggesting that the invasion would target the Pas-de-Calais, the narrowest point of the English Channel. Dummy parachutists were dropped miles away from Normandy to confuse German forces further. Even double agents fed false intelligence to Nazi command, ensuring that German troops were scattered and their defenses weakened. Choosing Normandy as the landing site was no small decision. The beaches offered a balance of strategic importance and geographic challenges. The coastline was heavily fortified, with obstacles like mines, steel spikes, and machine gun nests waiting for the Allies. Yet Normandy's location allowed for a direct route to Paris and beyond, making it the ideal gateway for the liberation of France. The beaches were divided into 5 sectors: Utah, Omaha, Gold, Juno, and Sword, each assigned to different Allied forces. The original date for the invasion was set for June 5th, but weather conditions in the English Channel were so treacherous that Eisenhower made the agonizing decision to delay by 24 hours. This was no small gamble. A narrow window of opportunity existed when the tides, moonlight, and weather aligned perfectly for the assault. Any further delay could have jeopardized months of preparation and the lives of thousands. Yet on June 6, the skies cleared just enough, and Eisenhower gave the go-ahead, famously stating, "Okay, let's go." Before dawn on D-Day, the operation began with a massive airborne assault. Over 13,000 paratroopers from the U.S. 82nd and 101st Airborne Divisions, along with British and Canadian airborne forces, were dropped behind enemy lines. Their mission was to disrupt German reinforcements and secure key bridges and roads. Navigating poor weather, anti-aircraft fire, and scattered drop zones, these paratroopers faced immense challenges. Yet their efforts were pivotal, creating chaos among German forces and paving the way for the amphibious assault to follow. As the sun rose over Normandy, an armada of over 5,000 ships approached the beaches. The naval bombardment began, with Allied warships pounding German fortifications. Meanwhile, landing craft ferried troops toward the shore, braving rough seas and enemy fire. The scene was chaotic and harrowing. Soldiers waded through water, weighed down by gear, as bullets whizzed past and explosions erupted around them. Nowhere was the fighting fiercer than at Omaha Beach, where U.S. forces encountered fierce resistance from entrenched German defenders. The cliffs overlooking Omaha were a natural fortress, and the initial wave of soldiers faced devastating casualties. Yet, through sheer determination and grit, they eventually broke through the German defenses, securing the beach. Please take a moment to like and subscribe to our channel. so you don't miss any new daily videos. On Utah Beach, the story was markedly different. Strong currents had pushed the landing craft off course, but this unintentional move allowed troops to land in a less heavily defended area. Meanwhile, British and Canadian forces made steady progress on Gold, Juno, and Sword beaches, despite encountering obstacles like rough terrain and enemy bunkers. By the end of the day, over 156,000 Allied troops had landed in Normandy, but the cost was staggering, an estimated 10,000 casualties, including over 4,000 dead. The success of D-Day was due not only to military might, but also to the incredible bravery of individuals. Stories of heroism abound, from medics treating the wounded under heavy fire to engineers dismantling obstacles on the beaches. One such story is that of Brigadier General Theodore Roosevelt Jr., who landed on Utah Beach despite suffering from arthritis and heart problems. Leading his troops with the simple yet powerful declaration, "We'll start the war from here," he became a symbol of courage and leadership. But D-Day was just the beginning. The landings established a foothold in Normandy, but the fight to liberate France was far from over. The weeks that followed were marked by intense battles as the Allies pushed inland. Operation Cobra, launched in late July, finally broke through German lines, leading to the liberation of Paris in August and setting the stage for the eventual defeat of Nazi Germany. The legacy of D-Day is profound. It marked the beginning of the end for Hitler's regime, showcasing the strength of international cooperation and the resilience of those who believed in the cause of freedom. The bravery displayed on the beaches of Normandy has inspired generations, reminding us of the sacrifices made for the world we live in today. As we look back on Operation Overlord, it's crucial to honor not only the strategy and innovation that made it possible, but also the human stories at its heart. D-Day was more than a military operation. It was a testament to the enduring spirit of those who refused to let tyranny prevail. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of history's most pivotal moments, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more fascinating stories from the past. Together, we'll continue exploring the moments that shaped our world. Stay curious.